it's so funny. Everybody's always saying, they're like, you're always ranting, you're always talking about politics. You should put it in your music. Um, for me, music is just how I escape from just, how messed up everything is. Music is how I just let my soul breathe, and of course, obviously, the fact that I'm a black woman informs my music, and the fact that I've been raised in Harlem and New York City, and all those things inform my music. But in my music, I try to just let like the true essence of Azealia just breathe, breathe for a second, because yeah, it's discouraging to see, like young black men getting just shot down in the street just for being black outside. It makes you angry, and it makes you angry because you feel powerless and you feel helpless.
So if it's fair then to call your music then a form of escape from the current place we are in history, where does it lie? Does it exist in a genre? Is it hip hop? Is it post hip hop? Is it?
I don't know. I don't know because I never thought about it that way. I wouldn't say that my album is experimental because I think everything is deliberate. It's not like I didn't just throw paint on the wall and like wanted to see what stuck. I drew and then ripped and like repainted white and then started again. And if it wasn't right, I started again. Like I had the ideas in my mind, but I just didn't have like I obviously have the skills, but as I was writing, I was kind of just like searching for something, and it's almost like magic. Like you just keep like channeling the spirit and like trying to get him to write, like get him to move your hand and get him to write. Like I need to see.
And I wanted you to elaborate more on your ideas around the cultural appropriation, particularly of Black American culture.
They're just like little like weird things. I just feel like like there's just like a fetishization of just like blackness and like of what we look like, just like in essence, like even going back to the minstrel shows and even how like all the girls are getting big butts, and it takes someone like Kylie Jenner to make big lips a thing when black girls have been walking around with big lips for forever. It's just those things that it's just really like annoying. It's really annoying because it's just like you guys, like, I don't know, I almost feel like maybe white people are like running out of whiteness, so they're like latching on to everything else. And if it's not big lips and big butt, then I don't know, I don't know what it is. Then it's them appropriating something from Indian culture or Asian culture or whatever.
There is a lot of borrowing between cultures anyway, and so why is it that the consumption of Black culture now, do you think isn't quite right?
Because it's okay, that like juxtaposed with what's happening in Ferguson, it's just like it's a mind, it's really a mind. Like on one level, at a very basic level, we have just like even it's even hard for like black women to get jobs or like black kids to get jobs, even like fast food jobs. We're being like denied, like we're just being denied at even the lowest levels, and then like everything about us that's deemed bad or negative, like they'll say that we're over sexualized, or just like the pointless materialism or just whatever it is being glorified by white people without actually really understanding why we are the way we are. We're not, and they'll be like, oh, but what about black on black crime and all this stuff? It's not black on black crime. That's poor on poor crime. Like it's like I just feel like for centuries and centuries and centuries, black people have just been painted to just be these like animals and just be these crazy people when we're really not. And I feel like all of the things like hip hop and these are the things that we've created for ourselves in the face of just all of the like adversity. Like we've created these things for ourselves, and they're ours, and they make us feel good, and we don't want you in the same way you didn't want us in. I don't want you in here.
But that's not true. Hip hop now is pop. It is pop. It is part of pop culture. More significantly, the artists who are now dominating the charts is white consumers who are buying their music. So you have Kanye West and Jay-Z performing N in Paris to an all-white audience, chanting the N-word.
Okay, but that's fine. That's fine. But self-preservation is key. Self-preservation is key, and just given the way history has moved and how much of our culture is gone, it's imperative that we preserve everything.
So, do you think that white artists shouldn't do hip hop?
No, that's not what I said. You shouldn't. You should not sound like a backwater slave. You should not. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to be a part of this, then be a part of it. Truly be a part of it. You know, don't then make a caricature of the most like ignorant, like over sexualized, like stupidest like black woman, you know, and then get on stage and be like, what are you doing?
And one of the things you've been known for is being, a very outspoken young woman and maybe seen as a feminist. I'm not sure if you self-describe as a feminist or not. But at the same time, you're also modeling now for Playboy. How do you reconcile the two things?
Well, sex is a natural thing. See, and it's so weird. If I were a president of the United States, it'd be such a hippy dippy country. Like, weed would be legal. Like, I'd have nude beaches. Like, everything would just be like, everything would be free. Yeah. How do you? I don't know. You don't reconcile the two. You don't reconcile the two. I like sex. I like to be naked. I like porn. I love porn. I like things like that.
Your album. If I can say this, I'm meant to be a neutral journalist, but I did find it to be, in many ways, quite a modern classic. But in many ways, the headlines that get generated are always around your arguments and your Twitter spats. And what do you say to anybody that would say, these days it feels like Azealia Banks is like a part-time rapper, full-time Twitter troll?
Well, I'm a millennial. I was born in 1991. I spent all of my days after school playing in chat rooms with my friends on AOL. That's how we found out about anything. Like, literally, I'd come from school and I'd be watching 106 in Park, and then I'd be on my computer talking to my friends, like making little, like, those little dolls where you could like dress them and then you take a screenshot of them. And
no,
then it's
sorry,
like,
I don't.
Well, I'd be like building Barbies and building houses and playing Sims and doing all that stuff. Like, I grew up like going to computer schools, writing HTML code. Like, I'm really like a computer nerd.
But that isn't like fighting people online, though, is it?
But I've always been the same person. If you go and ask anyone that I went to high school with, I've always been the same person, and I'm the same person on Twitter and off Twitter. I like to enjoy myself. I like to amuse myself. Yeah, I like to have a good time, and a lot of times people kind of insert themselves in my good times, and it's just like, okay, look, don't kill my vibe. Don't kill my vibe, because I wasn't even talking to you.